Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be focused on for loops. Sorry, the previous video got interrupted. That's why my code was changed a little bit. Let me just revert it back to the way it was. So, we've learned about for loops. We've known about array lists, arrays, and now we're working on enhanced for loops. Now, enhanced for loops are simply a way to shorten the syntax for a for loop like this. A for loop that does specifically this. Now, before I get into it, I apologize for the ordering that YouTube did. For some reason, I uploaded episode 15, then episode 16, then episode 17, but for some reason YouTube uploaded it as episode 15, then episode 17, and then episode 16. I'm not sure why I did it, so my apologies for that. Just make sure you watch all three videos in order, or not necessarily in order, just make sure you watch all three videos, although in order would be better because each episode builds on a previous thing that we've learned in a previous video. So anyways, getting back into it, for loops are this for loop currently. It goes through each index in the array, and then it does an action, an action is done for every index in the array. But you remember, if you are using IntelliJ, in last episode we created this for loop, and now there's this yellow highlighting thing, which is a warning. So if we press replace with enhanced for loop, it says for loop replaceable with an enhanced for, which is referring to an enhanced for loop. So let's click this, and you can see it shortens the syntax. Syntax just means the actual code by quite a bit. Instead of all of that gibberish, we put in, it now has shorter gibberish. So it says for int number, and then colon numbers, and then it still has the same action. Now, what exactly in this? Well, I will show you. Let's delete this and write it ourselves. So let's just type in for. It just, drills it into your minds if you write it yourself. So for int numbers, and actually, let's not name it number. Let's name it n. I like to put, for enhanced for loops, I like to put the variable as the first letter of the actual array, and then we put in colon numbers, and then numbers referring to the array, of course, and then we just, when we want to print out, we can say index value n. And when we run it, it does the exact same thing as the previous code did. However, it just looks better. Now, what does this actually mean? Well, it's saying for an integer that we're creating called n, and it's just gonna automatically set n to 0 by itself. And this colon actually means inside. Now, this is a lot more apparent in C# code, which is very similar to Java. So if we actually do it in C#, which is a different language, I know, it would be for each integer n in numbers. Now that just sounds better in English, but essentially this is saying for an integer n that we're creating, and n is going to be equal to every index, depending on the iteration, every index in the array numbers. This colon just means inside of this array. Then, then we can execute the code below. I'm not sure if I explained that very well, but I hope you get it, and if you have any questions in the comments below, just leave it there, and make sure to play around with this code yourself. So if you need me to, you can click off the video right now, but I'm just going to re-explain it because I don't think I explained it correctly, or very well, I mean. So it's going to say for this integer that we're creating, for each iteration, we're going to have one iteration per index in this array. And for each iteration, we're going to set that iteration to the integer n. And we're also, in that way, we can use integer n, or we can use this variable that is set to the index in the array inside of our code below. So in this case, we're actually printing out n. And that's it. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next tutorial. Have a good day. Goodbye.